And we're live. Good evening if you're in the UK. Good afternoon in the USA. Welcome to episode 6 of the Mickey, the Magic, and the Beautiful Game. And as always with me tonight, we've got our resident Liverpool fans who, for the first time in forever, have actually got a result worth celebrating. So Stephen and Charlie, a big welcome. It must be a massive weight off your shoulders. And Liverpool won against bottom of the league Sheffield United today.
He got the bottom of the league in, didn't he? Oh, wow. Yeah, do you know what? Let's go there. Let's say Liverpool at last. We've won a game. You know, how strange it's been. I think it was like 4 games at home on the bounce, and we lost all 4.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, wow, what's going on here? We go to away, and and I'll give Sheffield United the due. I thought they played well today. I feel sorry for them.
Yeah, I do.
Before, they play good football. They try and play it the right way, which I'll always take my hat off to that. Play the right way.
Yeah.
Unfortunately for them, they're in a position now where they're just not looking good. Really not looking.
Yeah, and I think as well, and I think I know Charlie, I said in every show you've got a soft spot for the Blades, and Sheffield United just now they've got 11 points, and I think now they've just got to start planning for next season.
They do.
They've got potential there.
Can you still hear me, guys? Because my screen is frozen on my phone.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Oh, good. We've got you.
Can you see me?
Yeah. We can see you.
Okay, good. I'm good with that then.
Excellent. But yeah, I think as well for Sheffield United, I think for them this is a time where you decide where you're gonna go next season, what you're gonna plan for, and they look really sort of in a way sort of shell shocked at what's happened to them this season. Really short of confidence. And sort of striking, they've got striking options, and they just run out of ideas in the final third, and you then start wondering, is that the best that they can actually come up with? It must be so heartbreaking to be a Sheffield United fan after the season they had last year, and to see just how unfortunate they've been this year. They just haven't been at the races. So. Yeah, the mighty Liverpool picks up 3 points.
Yay! Yeah, I was very happy for the 3 points. I was a little bit worried in the beginning. Again, we were missing chances again.
Yeah,
3 or 4 chances, and I was like, let's not do this again, because usually those missed chances end up biting us in the end. But at least today we were able to. Actually score some, and even though Bobby didn't get the goal, I was good to see Bobby contribute a little bit. So I was happy with that.
I was getting a bit worried because I was thinking after the Palace Fulham game being 0-0 each at lunchtime today, and then Chelsea Man United being 0-0 each, I had this vision that we'd have a show tonight where we were just talking 0-0 draws, and it's just like it just can't be. It can't happen. It really can't. So I know Nick's in the chat. Hiya, Nick. It's good to have you on. And he's our resident Tottenham Hotspur fan.
He is.
And I've got to say, they turned up good style today. And Gareth Bale decided he could play football. It's probably because the golf courses are all shut. That's all.
Let's not be too harsh on Nick. He's had a good result this week. I think it's just as well he wasn't here with us last week, because we gave Tottenham a good bit of a hammering, didn't we, last week?
We did, and actually they've responded to that, and I think that was good to see. But also at the same time, we spoke about Sheffield United, but Burnley just looked a totally different team, and they again just seem to be lacking confidence. They seem to be lacking a cutting edge up front, and they've found themselves. Whereas a few weeks ago we were thinking that bottom 3 of Sheffield United, West Brom and Fulham were pretty much sort of nailed on.
Yeah.
And then Newcastle have played their way into it. Brighton have played their way into it. Burnley are still in that sort of dogfight at the bottom. And depending on what happens tomorrow when Southampton make the trip to Everton, it'll depend on whether they're still in it or whether or not they pick up another 3 points. I think Southampton are quite safe. But it's really looking a bit dicey for some teams, you know. And I think we'll come to Brighton and Newcastle later in the show. But
we will.
I've got to say, Spurs were well worthy of the 3 points, and also to win 4-0 against Burnley. Burnley don't often concede that many.
Definitely. I just want to pick up on Nick's comment there where thoughts out. Definitely right. I don't know. I'm not going to go into a rant or nothing like that, but I don't know if anyone's seen some of the horrible comments coming out on the social media. I'm not going to repeat it, but it was around the lines of, you know, he's supposed to be their best goalkeeper. He couldn't save his dad kind of thing. And it was just a ridiculous comment to come out with. Really sickening. It's just the way this world is sometimes. I just think it's horrible. But yeah, and he got compassionate leave tonight, and I thought Adrian come in and played well, even though the Sky commentator kept calling him Alisson.
I noticed that as well.
Hey, come on, man. You know. No,
you've got one job to do, and that's remember it's a different goalkeeper, and he couldn't even do that.
You got 2 goalkeepers on the pitch, right? Yeah. And he kept getting the Liverpool one wrong. He kept saying Alisson, and it was easy. And I thought, you know, but Adrian had a good game today. But, you know, big hats off to the Sheffield United goalkeeper tonight.
He did, didn't he?
He really in the first half. I know Charlie was saying that we were missing chances. But I think you're probably doing the keeper a disservice to say that it was just us being bad.
Yeah.
I think it was a bit of him being good as well. Look, there was some bad finishing. Bobby Firmino, that first one was just, what was he doing? and then he went, instead of hitting it into the roof of the net, he put a ball across. He was in the 6-yard box and he put the ball across it, and he went behind Mane. It should have gone in the roof of the net for me. You know what I'm on about, don't you? It's where Gini Wijnaldum's had the shot come off and it's gone back out to him, and he should have hit it into the top of the net for me. He was about 3 or 4 yards out.
There was another one as well, Stephen, where Mo Salah played a ball as it came across the box from Robertson, and Salah hit it. It actually went behind the goal, but the artificial crowd noise were busy celebrating the goal. So as you watch it, you're seeing this ball that's actually behind the net, and you were thinking, oh, it's gone in. He's got it, and he's not celebrating. What's happening? Yeah. And then you suddenly become aware he'd actually missed the chance, but the person who clicks the button to make the crowd noise had obviously thought it had gone in the goal.
Well.
And to be honest, Salah should have scored. It was one of those chances that he would normally just have buried. He missed it.
He was mad at himself. He was yelling at himself.
He was, yeah. To be honest with you, it was that bad. I don't know if you just said this, John, but did you not get onto the... I don't know which channel you were watching it on, but Sky have it with this crowd noise on or the crowd noise off.
Yeah.
Well, the channel that had the crowd noise on, when it hit the back of the net, it went round the back of the goal and it hit the back of the net. And whoever's in control of the crowd noises put the cheer on as though they'd scored the goal. Brilliant. Right, what I'm doing at the minute, guys, I'm just getting a bit of a snippet of last week's league table and where we had stuff. So please just chat between yourselves. It'll take me 2 seconds to get this done, and I will be with you.
Yeah, will do. And cheers to Nick, because he's actually made a comment in the chat there about hitting the like button and try and push this across to other people who like the football. You might be a Disney fan, but they can still like football as well, just like us. And then tell people about it, and let's get more people involved. Yeah. Nick's been fantastic at plugging us and been a great part of the chat, so I appreciate his input as well.
Thank you, Nick.
What we need. And it's also what's been really interesting is people catching up with us during the week. So if you're watching this during the week, because you don't join in live on a Sunday, thanks for watching. We know you do. And it's nice bit of fun on a Sunday night looking for Disney characters to assign to your football team. So no matter which Premier League football team you support, we probably have a dig at everybody along the way. But we'll do it in a nice way. Hopefully.
Yeah, we're not vicious, right?
No, not at all. No, I think that's the nice thing about it. It's just having a chat, and it's just having the opportunity to talk football for an hour, and just make sure that we're just keeping a handle on the way that the Premier League season's going. You know, because I think we've said this in every single show so far. Is because of the amount of games, there's a lot of players looking really tired at the moment. There's a lot of injuries stacking up at many, many different clubs. And so what you're going to end up with is whoever is basically like last man standing, isn't it? You know, whichever team is looking the strongest out of the top 10 in the whole league, if someone can put a runner together, you know, 5 or 6 decent results, like Man City have done. But if you put 5 or 6 results together, you could actually get into the Champions League spot. And that could apply to anyone in that top 10.
Yeah. Well, let's have a look at the last week's table anyway. So, let's I've got this done. So this is how we finished last week. So
is that Goofy next to Liverpool. I can't just...
no, Aston Villa. We got Snow White's Queen next to that.
Oh, you wrangled it out of there, didn't you?
We did. We just escaped. Can I just say? Can Liverpool get this week's Mickey? And I'm sorry, Tom. Nick, we got Tottenham as Goofy. What am I doing? Pinocchio last week because we thought you were just kidding yourselves.
Yeah.
Results lately, but great result this week. We'll get on to Tottenham in a minute, but yeah, brilliant result this week. I don't think you'll be getting Pinocchio this week, so be grateful you were in the chat last week. So yeah, that's where we were last week, fellas. So we've got to fill that again today.
Yeah, let's start pushing. Yeah, let's start thinking about which characters we're going to get, which team, and I think it's a difficult choice this week.
Getting a snack. Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
Oh, you're fine, Jack. You're fine.
That's supper yet.
10 PM over here on the Sunday evening. You know, we've had our Sunday roast and everything. We're all full.
You're on the other side of it. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. So, guys, let's go into it. So, I've got my list of villains. I've got my list of heroes this week. I don't have 20 teams. So there's going to be a bit of where do we go here with them.
Yeah.
But I'd like to throw out my first villain for this week. And I am glad that Charlie invited us onto the show this week so we could miss a absolutely awful game between Man United and Chelsea. I'm going to put them two as villains this week just for destroying the game of football. Where am I?
I actually think they could still be playing now, and there'd still be 0-0.
Nick, we'll get onto that in a minute. We'll get onto this. And to be honest with you, Sarah's coming into it as well. Yeah. We will come onto that referee and decision. I think we all know what we're on about over here. He should have been the fourth official for the Liverpool game tonight, but somehow he got injured.
He's injured?
I know it. What did he do?
Yeah.
Absolutely not. Yeah, whatever.
Go on then. So who are we gonna allocate to Chelsea? Let's get two done quickly.
Because I've got Man United in the villain list, and I've been dying for it since we started this show. I'm going to give them Hades got to give them Hades. They've got to have Hades. But what do you guys think? What do you think, Nick, and anyone else who's watching? What do you think? Should Man United get the Hades, or do you think someone else should get it? It's not my choice. It's just me nominating them. What do you think?
Well, it's either Hades or Hook, because they deserve the Hook. After the way that game was. So
I think Hook's a more appropriate one.
The menu.
Yeah.
And I think while we're on the subject of Hades, I think it's got to be that's got to be Sheffield United. It's into the underworld.
They are going into the underworld, but like I said before, I think they played well today. I don't think they were a bad team. I think they've been hit with so many injuries.
They have injuries too, yeah. So
yeah. I think Liverpool and Sheffield United have been hit the worst in injuries this season. I mean, I was saying to Sana when we were watching the game for football, I said, Liverpool just had that cushion to fall into, you know. We fell just as bad as Sheffield United have done. It's just that where they started from was much lower than where we were.
Yeah, they had more points. They had more points than we did since Christmas. They've gained more points until today. But they had 9 points out of 9 games. We only had 7 points out of 9 games. It was like, are you serious? That's how bad we've been doing since Christmas. Yeah. We were ahead. We were at the top of the league at Christmas. You know,
we were. And I'll tell you something else that the commentator come out. I know we're coming off a little bit what we just chatted about there. We're going straight past the Liverpool game. Sorry, John. At half time, it was 0-0, and I'm thinking, well, there's another first half where we haven't scored. And then the commentator or the person on Sky turned around and said, well, the goalkeeper, I forget his name now. I thought he had a really, really good first half. He had made some good saves. But in 45 games, he'd had 2 clean sheets. I'm thinking, man, that's where we're going. We're going here with this, are we? You know, but thankfully we didn't. Nick saying Hades is too cool for Man United. You know what? Definitely. James Wood, who does the voice of Hades, yeah, he's one cool man. But I just want him. I'm not going to give up until we get Hades to Man United. I'm going to concede and say best one for this week, but I'm not going to give up until I get Man United Hades.
Yeah, it doesn't mean that much to me. Go ahead. Yeah, it's all right.
No, we'll
give him Hades.
No, we'll give them Captain Nuke this week.
I think that's more appropriate.
Yeah.
I'll suggest that we go with Scar for Chelsea. I think it's
Scar for Chelsea.
Yeah, another one of them villains just doing the dirty stuff and really just sort of for all the talent, how much money they've spent. They're not playing an attractive brand of football. They're basically setting up not to get beat, and basically, it's that I don't know. It's that sort of get 0-0 at all cost, and then if you squeak a goal or two, then all the better. But we're not going to get beat.
Yeah. Just fiddling about here, guys. Just give us a sec. So we put down there, right. So Chelsea has got Scar and Man United have got Captain Hook.
I think we can go through quite a few of the villains to begin with tonight because
we can't cover me because I want to leave Leicester to the end because I have them for an award tonight.
Yeah.
I have a nominee for Cruella.
Go on, because I've not got one.
If you want to hear, because this team was, I believe, for the dogs. Is that what John says for this week? And that's my Brighton. They missed two penalties, right?
Yeah,
two
penalties.
Yeah,
come on.
Yeah.
So they're my team going to the dogs this week. But if you guys agree, you don't agree.
I do, and I think it's probably time to, let's get the elephant in the room out as well, because Brighton still be chuntering about the performance of Lee Mason, the same man who was the fourth official when we slagged Mike Dean off a few weeks ago. He just had a nightmare.
Blow the whistle. They score, and then wait.
Yeah,
it's like serious. Even that second whistle was right before the ball went in. They still kicked the ball before. It was still play. It was, come on.
Yeah,
I was like, okay. I'd be really ticked off.
Yeah. What was really amusing, if you watch it back, is he gives the goal, and then you can see the panic, and not in his eyes. You can actually see it on his head, because he's actually on his head. The amount of perspiration that actually begins, and you can sense him. You can sense him in a position where there is complete panic. He's not sure what to do. He's not sure what the rule is. He's looking for a way out, and I felt sorry for him in a way, because I think he blew the whistle, not checking with the goalkeeper if the goalkeeper was ready. Then once he realised he'd blown the whistle, goalkeeper was there, blow it again, and he lost control, and that's not what you're meant to be as a referee. You've got to maintain control, and he didn't. And I think my first reaction was that that's possibly his very last game in the Premier League. He's making too many mistakes too often, and I don't like to see somebody lagged off. But it was pretty shocking, and I give people a due, because I expected him to get absolutely rolled over on the highlight shows last night, and he didn't. Live, I know that the guys on Sky, the likes of Jeff Stelling, really did go to town on him. But people have been pretty fair. People have been pretty fair. It was an error. We all make them. But that one, just when it's a matter of life or death at the bottom of that league, and Brighton desperately needed something out of that game. They really did. And even Big Sam, for all the dislike the man, after the game, he had one of them smirks on his face. You know, where you could just smack him one. He was smirking because he couldn't bring himself to say anything about the standard of refereeing, because he actually knew that they got away with it yesterday at West Brom. Because on top of that free kick, like Charlie said, the two penalties were, come on, you can't miss two penalties.
Yeah, Nick saying the first one was like a clearance.
Yeah. It wasn't even close.
It wasn't. No. Bring back Kalina. That's what he's saying. What a referee he was. He was actually a good referee.
He was. You've not had me Everton rant about Kalina, have you?
Duncan Ferguson loves him.
Yeah, Kalina's last game that he refereed was a Champions League qualifying game for Everton against Villarreal, and he gave a stinking decision, about 3 stinking decisions against Everton, and he never refereed after that. He decided to give up, and he's now like a referee and assessor for UEFA and all this. And
he is. But
I don't know, somebody had got to him that night, I think. I really do, because he did Everton big time. Allegedly, I'll hasten to add before Mr. Kalina decides to set his lawyers on me.
That's it.
Allegedly, now you're safe.
Yeah, exactly. Well, yeah, I think Brighton's a good call for the Cruella.
Yeah,
I really do. I think it's
you've
got to help yourself at the bottom of that league, and for them to come away, that's two defeats on the bounce for them.
Yeah,
I think they'll still be okay. Fulham have got a game in hand on them, who is 18th.
Yeah,
I've not updated the league this week to see where it is on our league. So I'm looking at last week's before they went into this, and going into this week's games, they were 8 points behind them.
Yeah, they're only as it stands. Brighton are on 26 points. Lost the last 2.
Yep.
Fulham haven't played the same amount of games, just 3 points behind, having been unbeaten in 5 games.
Right.
And actually, they've had 2 wins and 3 draws, but when you're at that bottom end of the league, they're absolutely fighting like mad off Fulham, and I think they're the ones to keep an eye on.
I think we said it last week, did we not, John? When we look at the form,
Yeah,
Fulham looked like the ones who were in the ascendants. Newcastle looked like in the descendants. So I think Fulham will be fine. I think Fulham will get themselves out of there. West Brom, who again, going back to that game with Brighton yesterday, they're the ones who clawed that game out. But I'll be honest with you, they got away with that because, one, they had a bumbling idiot as a referee give them something that shouldn't. Because I've watched that, and we'll go back to that now because I've watched it over and over again. He definitely whistled. The player definitely talks to him, and he says something to each other, and he definitely whistles, and then he hit the ball, and it only for the sake of him blowing the whistle just before it crossed the line. I thought that for me was immoral what he done, and I do not think that for any moment that the reason he wasn't at the Liverpool game this tonight was for anything other than the fact that the FA have pulled him from the game.
Yeah, I agree.
No, that injury stuff, you can take it, and I don't care what you say. That's just smoke and mirrors to me. And like you say, everyone makes mistakes. We all make mistakes, but that was a bit of a bad mistake. But like going back to Fulham again and West Brom got away with that because they gave away 2 penalties. So there you go. There's 2 goals straight away. The fact that Brighton didn't convert them is neither here nor there. If we look at West Brom, they gave away 2 penalties and they got away with what, for me, if you look at how the goal was scored in that notorious free kick, it was actually done well. The goalkeeper was just being an idiot. He was taking too long to do what he was doing. And he was still lined up on the post, and he ran away, and he got saved by the bell for me.
Yeah. I think what was interesting, the lad from Brighton, Lewis Dunk, who took the free kick, he's got previous for this, and he did the same at Anfield. Was it 2 seasons ago? Was it? I'm not sure. Where he asked the referee, "Can I take it?" The referee said yes. He then hit it, and they scored at Anfield. They still got beat, but it was exactly the same scenario. It was exactly the same thing. If the ref's ready for you to take it, you can play the ball. And I think that's a real shame that we're talking again of a refereeing performance when actually Brighton are now looking over the shoulders. I think them and Newcastle and even Burnley now have got to be very, very careful because I think Fulham are the team that are really going to keep pushing.
Definitely. I think Fulham are all right. I think they'll be fine.
I'd agree with you.
Like I say, I've got some villains and I've only got a couple of heroes. And even though West Brom got the win against Brighton, I put them as villains.
I totally agree with that.
Simply because 2 penalties given away, you got away with it. I'm sorry, that was just. I don't know what to say other than make it unfamily friendly. This show, other than to say they got away with it. I would like to be more expletive, but I can't. But no, they got away with it. And if I was a West Brom fan, I wouldn't be boasting about that win yesterday. I really wouldn't. Or was it today? I can't remember now. And it was yesterday. So ridiculous kind of win. So for me, they were a villain as well.
I'm gonna let you guys choose which villain because West Brom play Everton on Thursday night. And being superstitious as I am, I'm not going to be the one who sits here next Sunday and go, "Oh, by the way, when we said that we're going to give him a villain," and John said this. I'm not going to have it. It's not going to be on my watch. I tell you, I'm not going to be responsible. Yeah,
Charlie, I'm sure you've got a villain in mind. I've got someone in mind. Let's see what you've got in mind here, Charlie. Let's see if you're on the same wavelength as me with this, because it's not a villain, but it is a villain. But I think this character suits West Brom this week for me, anyway. Well, let's just see where we are. What did you think, Charlie? I'll let you go first.
Well, I was thinking either Ursula or Maleficent because they're both ugly and they were pretty ugly. That was an ugly game.
It was an ugly game. And it was an ugly performance as well. And I had Ursula, so we were
Ursula,
hard,
okay.
but I had another one as well, Bray Bear, because you just.
All right.
I'll leave it for you two to decide. I put Ursula, Bray Bear. You said Ursula and Maleficent.
Or yeah, either or. Let's go with Ursula then.
Yeah.
Ursula, because the two of us said Ursula, so we went
Yeah,
Ursula.
far too polite.
And hey, we got West Brom, Ursula. Oh no, that's what Newcastle, isn't it? Forgive me.
Oh yeah, with the Steve Bruce one. Yeah, that's fine. I think I need to revisit Newcastle.
Yeah. Hang on, guys, we're getting somewhere here. Comments here, Nick and Sarah. So the trouble with these lower teams is that none of them have that one player that can make things happen. That's yeah. Nick's asking what villains are left. I'm going to put up a screenshot in a minute to show you the characters. We've obviously taken Ursula out of this picture now.
I think we're Maleficent and Hades, right? Are left. Oh, and the Evil Queen.
We've got the Evil Queen. We've got Maleficent. I'm going to bring it up now. So
Bring it up.
Yeah.
Sarah's giving you some G up there, Nick. And Sophie's joined us. Welcome, Sophie. Hello. How you doing? What team is your team, Sophie? Let us know. What's your favourite Disney character? Who's your favourite villain? Let us know. Let's get them assigned. Let's get this done. So in the meantime, what we'll do is we will show this. And there we are. So this is what. So obviously we've now got Ursula gone. So Ursula's gone from there, and that's everything else other than Ursula is what's left. So remember that if you need me to put it back up, let me know in the chat so you can remind yourself who's left. I don't mind putting it up, and we'll go through it. But try and remember who's there, and we'll go through it. And we'll describe if you're new to this and you want to, we will describe each character and what the characteristics are to go to whichever team or whichever game. So, there we go.
Tricky choices.
That's it. So, we've got 4 assigned. The villains are assigned nearly.
Yeah.
We have 2 left. Well, we have 3, possibly 4. So we've got Hades there.
I think Hades this week has got to go to Burnley, hasn't it?
Yeah.
I think that's
Yeah.
You can't have a goalkeeper as good as Nick Pope and concede 4. And they've really shot themselves in the foot the past few games.
It's funny how you say good goalkeepers as Nick Pope. I'm surprised he has not been picked up.
Yeah, I'd agree with you.
By a bigger team, shall we say?
Yeah.
I hate that term, bigger team. What do you mean, bigger team? You know, it's they're all big teams. They're in the Premier League, for goodness sake.
I have Pope on my fantasy league, so
yeah,
I wish he had a better team to support him. You know.
Yeah. The lad Martinez at Villa is good to have in your fantasy team as well. There, Charlie. He's somehow wrangles me a few points every week. Yeah, Nick can't have Arsenal, does he? As the Evil Queen. No.
This week, Nick, I'm sorry.
You end up with Man United every week.
I'm sorry. I'm going to have to put Arsenal as a hero this week. 3-1 away to Leicester. What a result. Yeah. What a result. Leicester are flying high. They're in 3rd place. You know, Arsenal are struggling. Yeah. Mid-table team now. You know, Nick, you can make the enjoyment out of them being a mid-table team this week. They do deserve a good result and a good character for me.
So actually, I had Arsenal flying high as like Dumbo.
Yeah.
They took out Leicester.
Yeah,
but kind of moved Leicester into my Pinocchio stage this week.
Yeah, Yeah, I think as well, and I think this is where we've been very critical of Arsenal in nearly every show so far.
Yeah,
and I wasn't expecting them to get anything. And then when I saw the team that Arteta had selected, when he's leaving Aubameyang and Saka on the bench, and I'm thinking, oh, he's lost the plot. But he'd obviously seen something. He'd obviously worked at something, and it worked. And Leicester were rattled, even though they went a goal up. They, to come back at Leicester at their place is difficult enough. And
yeah,
I think it's really telling, and I'm fair play to them. They deserve a decent character this week.
Who are we going to give them? So let me get them back up again. Let me get them characters back up. Right. So look at the good characters on there. Charlie's put Dumbo in there flying high, and I think it's a good one there because look at where Arsenal is. Their intent. Going into this weekend is the table I'm looking at. I'm not looking at the live table. I'm looking at the table ended last week. So going into this week's games, they were 10th in the league, playing Leicester, who were in 3rd. So I think Dumbo was a good thing. I'd probably put Moana in there as well.
Do you know, Steve, that's the one I was thinking.
Moana really
the strength that they showed today, and that's
for it. Yeah. What do you guys think in the chat? Is it Moana? Is it Dumbo? And Nick,
you get a sensible answer off Nick.
I mean, I'm going Moana. I'm happy with Moana or Dumbo. I think they're both good characters to give this week.
Yeah, I'm fine with anything. No worries.
Let's see what comes up in the comments anyway.
Yeah, I'm with Moana for Arsenal because I think Dumbo, and this might seem to go against the flow a little bit, but despite them getting beat 2-1 this week, I still think West Ham deserve a little bit of credit.
Yeah,
and I think Dumbo for them and flying high for them, they put Man City on the back foot at some times in the game, and for all City have been playing very, very well.
Yeah,
they nullified City for long parts of the game, and I've got to say West Ham could end up with possibly a top 4 place, and every time I say that, the following 3 games after that, the wheels fall off, and they pick up another half a dozen injuries. So if you're a West Ham fan, I do apologise in advance.
You just keep talking about all them teams above Liverpool, John. It'll be all right.
But I think they're worthy of Dumbo because they are flying high. They are.
Okay.
I'm fine with that too.
If we give West Ham Dumbo, then we can only give Arsenal Moana, can't we?
Yeah, I'm good with that too.
Are we good?
Yep.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Is Dumbo. Right, guys. So we still haven't picked Hercules, by the way. The team who's just been really strong this week. We've got to give that to Arsenal, really. But I think Moana's the right choice, I think. So who gets Hercules? But then again, we haven't finished the villains.
Yeah,
two villains left. We have the Queen
that are left. Come on, we got to put Newcastle somewhere in there, haven't we?
Do you know what? I want to go on to a theme that we've done the last couple of weeks, John. And the teams who are playing Monday naturally get villains.
Yeah, that's what you're just doing. Because haven't they playing on Monday, aren't you?
I didn't get to give Man United Hades. So I get to give Everton Maleficent.
Ooh. Bit hard, I tell you.
Oh, it's gone silence. It's like,
I think this week Everton have just got to have a bit of flick for Everton just because it's Monday night, and then we'd also possibly be able to put one of those other characters for Southampton, because I think tomorrow night it depends which Southampton team turns up and whether they fancy it. And if they do fancy it, they'll probably get a result against Everton because they're a talented team, but they somehow they just find ways to, and also as well, if you can make any changes to your fantasy team as well, Charlie, Danny Ings always scores against Everton.
I have him on my.
It doesn't matter who he plays for, he always scores against Everton.
Right, does he?
Yeah.
Well, Jimmy,
He's in my team. He's in my team.
There you go, then. You'll be guaranteed points on him tomorrow.
Yeah, Bamford's also on my team, which is why I wanted to give Leeds Maleficent this week because.
Yeah. Do you know, Charlie? That's
a good shout.
That's
yeah,
a
really
fantastic show.
Yeah, really good shout there. I like that.
Yeah.
But,
and I think we bigged Leeds up a few weeks ago, and I love the way they play football, but they've relayed the pitch at Ellen Road, right? And if you watch all of the players, they just can't. They must know what the pitch is like. They've played on it enough, but they're slipping around. Bamford can't stay on his feet, and it's just the studs can't seem to grip in the turf, and they're losing their feet all over the place, and it's a shame because it'll cost Leeds as well. So I think Maleficent's a really good call. Yeah, you can spot on Walcott as well to score against Everton. You can see that.
Yeah, definitely. I'll take anyone scoring against Everton. Me.
I know you will. I'm going to be phone off tomorrow night. I'm going to be radio silence.
I'm not being funny,
I don't know. I keep saying it. I'm a glass half empty Evertonian.
No,
so I'm beating off West Brom.
Full Evertonian last week. This is what I'm saying. Last week you were a bar full Evertonian.
Reality bites. That's it.
Right, I'll take a snippet in a minute of where we are in the league and what characters we got left, and I'll put it on the screen in a second. But just as a little bit of a recap, we've got Man United the captain, who got Chelsea at Scar, West Ham is Dumbo, Everton is Flick, Arsenal is Moana, Leeds is Maleficent, Brighton is Cruella de Vil, Burnley is Hades, and West Brom is Ursula.
Yeah.
That's where we're at, guys, at the minute. I'll do a snapshot in a minute, but let's just get the last villain out the way. That's the Snow White Queen. Where are we putting her? Who deserves her? Who's been a bit of a, a bit of a Jekyll and Hyde, isn't it, really, kind of character, isn't it? The Snow White Queen, Jekyll and Hyde.
I didn't see the Newcastle game, but are they, you think they're big? Evil Queen? I don't know. I didn't watch that game.
There's a funny thing about Newcastle, and that was Steve Bruce brought back, is it Dubravka as his goalkeeper? I think basically all the papers all week have been saying, he needs to drop Darlow because he makes too many unforced errors, blah, blah, blah. And then the goal that Newcastle ended up conceding yesterday was a goalkeeper error. So it was just like, it was Steve Bruce at his best.
So should we give Newcastle the
Evil Queen? Yeah,
Evil Queen. That's the one. Yeah, let's give it to them. And we're only going upwards from here, guys, because we've got good people to go in. I mean, you feel down character here is probably the Bray Bear, who's been the dopey one this week.
Yeah. That's a tricky choice as well.
It is. So what I'll do at the minute is.
I think there's definitely, because it's a dopey one. I think Bray Bear, Crystal Palace, because anybody who actually watched that game today, Crystal Palace against Fulham, it was hilarious because at half time it was on the BBC over here. Now the BBC basically get the game that nobody else wants, and. Mark Chapman was doing the stuff in the studio, so they cut to him at half time, and he looked at the camera and he says, "I don't even know how we're going to fill half time with highlights from that first half." And he's I love Chappers. He's the most brilliant, dry-witted guy on the telly, and they struggled. They struggled like mad to actually make anything to talk about in that game. So, yeah, Brer Bear would be a good shout for Crystal Palace.
Okay, yeah.
So, Crystal Palace. Right, okay. What I'm going to do, Bo, before we put that on, I'm just going to get this up for us. Yeah. There we want here. No, there. There. So let's go get that on.
There we go. Well, Charlie drums us into the next screen. we're all trying to think of the characters that we're actually going to award it. This is probably the week so far. Really is.
There we are. That's how it's looking at the minute. So that's the table at the minute. That's the character that's left. We're saying Brer Bear is going to Crystal Palace.
Yeah.
Crystal Palace and Brer Bear is out of your equation on that picture there. That's what we've got left to do. We've still got these guys to do here. You know, and that's where we're going. So take a mental note. Take a mental note of what's there. Help us decide. Come on, get involved in the comments.
I'll tell you what, while I'm looking at that, I think we normally go with Nemo for sort of just keeping swimming, and I think Wolves are starting to do that.
Yeah.
They're just starting, they're just getting a little bit of momentum. I think Nemo for them this week would be an appropriate choice.
I'm fine with that, yeah.
Please don't look at where teams are in this table. This is how it finished last week. I just haven't had the time to update it this week.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Wolves with that. Let's do that. Let's put Wolves as Nemo. So that's Nemo done. So Nemo is in with Wolves. And remember, Pinocchio is the team that's kidding themselves, isn't it?
Yeah. Dear me.
I've got to put Sheffield United there. And I'll tell you why I put Sheffield United there is because watching them throughout this season, they've continued, and I lauded them for this before, they've continued to play their own way. They continue to do it in their way. But they've kidded themselves in thinking that it's going to get them out of the mire.
Yeah.
They haven't looked at it and gone, well, do you know what? I need to change it up here, do something different. Just go back to basics. And I think all your good teams, all your top teams, they have this. Every team has their style. And when they go through a bad patch, what tends to happen is you go back to basics. I don't think Sheffield United ever done that. They kidded themselves thinking if you just keep ploughing through, how they were doing it, they would get through it. I think they kidded themselves, but that's just me and where I'm at with it.
Yeah, that's a good call. I like that.
Yeah, I'm fine with that too.
Yeah, I think we should. And I think we need to. Yeah, I think that'd be a really good one to fit in there.
Yep. Okay.
Just looking at the characters that are left, and I think it's probably a good opportunity to look at Aston Villa as well, isn't it? You know, they play really good football.
Yeah,
and at the minute, things are just not quite going their way. And I think probably Villa fans will probably sort of say, "Oh well, you know, we dug out a result against Leeds, which was unexpected. I thought Leeds would get something off Villa. So again, I think Villa are worthy of maybe of a nice character this week. I think in all respects, because they've still got games in hand. You know, maybe Tink. I think Villa are just about ready to fly. I think, and
I thought Tink was the one that was going down the zip line.
Could be.
I get confused every week.
Yeah. You can go up a zip line.
Yeah. It's tricky. Oh dear.
Oh no. It's one of the. I think we're making it up as we go here, Charlie.
Maybe got distracted by the attractiveness of Jack Grealish's hair or something, you know.
I think, you know what, this week we've done really well in getting the table filled up. But we're heading towards a bottleneck here, guys. We really are.
Yeah.
We're heading towards a bottleneck because we've got these teams left, and I don't think any of them deserve Hercules, right? I think I've got me.
I digress. I think we've got a good one for Hercules.
Go on.
Just for that inner strength when you're not playing your best game, and Man City did it again yesterday. It's just like to dig out another win, and that inner determination to actually get a result when at times they struggled, and I thought West Ham did very, very well against them. But City again, they pick up the 3 points, they move on, they make it look easy.
Yeah, it's a good way of looking at it because I had them down as me tramp this week because I didn't think they were either good or bad.
Yeah.
I suppose the way you're looking at it is a good way to look at it. Like, they have to dig deep, and that's what makes you champions.
Yeah, it is.
Dig deep, you know. When Liverpool won it last season, that's what Liverpool done a lot. And everyone says, you know, Liverpool went on this great run. You won loads of games. Yeah, we did, but we done it by scraping through.
Yeah. Sometimes you have to do that.
Yeah. So yeah, that's a good shout. That John, you know, that takes over my understanding of where I was going to put it, like the tramp. But no, I think you're right. I think that inner strength to overcome a tough team like West Ham, who were really flying high, they're really going for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, just to dig through, and they weren't either good or bad. But you know what? They found that inner strength to get through and get over the line and get that 2-1 win, because they went 1-0 up, and then West Ham equalised, and then they got the 2-1 win. Yeah, I think that's a great shout.
So our Hercules is Man City.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm good with that.
Yeah. Good stuff. Good stuff. Right. We obviously have the award characters, Mickey and Goofy.
Yeah.
Right. But we still got our Bell to do. We've still got our Tramp to do, Tinkerbell and Jiminy Cricket. So let's look at it. Shall we pick a character rather than a team?
Yeah, that's usually the best way.
Here we go. So let's go. Nick has put his thoughts out there. Villa for Tink, proving that they are small. Mighty.
Yes.
I like that one. Don't ever say to a Villa fan that they're a small club.
No.
They'll just throw the European Cup win that they did in the 1870s. I mean 1970s. Yeah, no, it's a good shout, that, Nick. And you know what? It's locked in. It's done. And yeah, don't forget that like button, guys. If you like what you see, press that like button. Definitely. Right. So we have Bell, Tramp, and Jiminy Cricket to do, guys. 7 minutes left. I feel like we're going to have to extend this show to an hour and a half or something. I really do.
It just goes so quick.
It does. But it's every week, John. It's every week because the three of us, we just love talking football. That's what it is.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what we want to do is want to talk football. Well, that's a good thing, is it not? That's a good thing, isn't it?
It certainly is.
It certainly is. Right. So for me, right, because they're not going to get the Mickey this week, I would put them there, but I don't think they deserve it just yet. I want to put Liverpool forward for Bell because I thought they were heroic today.
Yeah.
I thought we've gone through some pretty tough times over the last few weeks, and you know, they obviously being champions and absolutely dominating the game in terms of wins and how you go about it for the last 2 to 3 years. We were obviously going to get bastard by the press and everyone else. So the pressure was really on for them. You know, they probably felt more pressure over the last few weeks than they did in winning that first title with 30 years of hate over the shoulders. So I think they were really heroic.
You've sold it, Stephen. That's it. Definitely Bell.
But let me make another argument so the chats can get involved. I
Yeah.
had Liverpool as my tramp because if any team has been beat up this season, it's been Liverpool. But they
Yeah.
keep on fighting. They have all these scrapes and bruises, and they keep on fighting. And they're still they pulled out a big win today when they had to, and still in the top six after 18 different types of center back pairings. Still in the top six. Come on, that's the epitome of tramp. But I'll let you guys decide. That's my pitch.
That's a good shout. You've sold that on me, Charlie.
I'm gonna say that. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know what? You're the only one commenting. You decide. There's people watching. Come on, get involved. Let's hear what your thoughts are. What do you think? Come on, should Liverpool get Bell for being heroic, or should they get, for my explanation of what would they get, or should we give them Tramp for Charlie's explanation? Get involved. No, so we'll go back to that one again. So we've got Bell. I'm going to put Bell to the side. I'm going to put Tramp to the side. And then what we've got is Jiminy Cricket. Okay? So, well, there you go, Charlie. And there's my wife, ever in a day, disagree with me. And I don't want to go against my wife.
Yeah.
And she is definitely want to go against her husband. But that's fine. We'll give Liverpool the jump this week.
Yeah, I think that's a good one.
Cool.
He sold on me. It's all fun, isn't it? It's all great stuff. It's all great stuff. But who gets Bell? Ooh, right. So here we go, guys. I'm going to take a quick snapshot of this. So just bear with me while I do it. Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm going to give you a snapshot of where we are now. And we're going to see exactly what you think we should do here now. Okay. So bear with us. Trying to do it as quick as I can.
Well, while you're doing that, Stephen, as I say, to everyone who's watching us tonight, as always, 10 o'clock UK time, 5 o'clock Eastern time in the US. We're back every Sunday, and get involved. Let us know what team you support. Let us know what you're all about, and we can include you in the chat, and we can include you with all of your football teams' ups and downs for the rest of the season.
Yeah, and if you guys have an idea of how we can Disneyfy the Premier League in different ways, let us know. We're open to suggestions. It's a work in progress, right, guys?
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Always open for suggestions. What do you like to see? What would you think would be best we did to help you interact with us? All ideas are welcome, I think. And like I say, this is a new channel where the three of us are working together to try and get it something that is entertaining for you, but also allows us to have that chat about the football as well. And we people, we have two big. The one thing all three of us on this screen right now have in common is our passion for football and our passion for Disney, and we just want to mix the two because it just brings so much greatness into our lives. I think.
Yeah, absolutely.
You've got it. Right.
Well,
I have that done, guys.
Show us what we've got left.
What we look like right now. We look like this. We have 4 teams.
Mainly there, that's good.
We have 4 teams to do. We've got Leicester, we've got Tottenham, we've got Southampton, we've got Fulham. We've got Mickey Mouse, we've got Jiminy Cricket, we've got Goofy, and we've got Bell. We these characters. Right? I said before, Leicester have done themselves a disservice. Tottenham have done themselves a really good service. So, me saying that, you understand where I've got them to. But where's everyone else got them? Where have you got Fulham? Where have you got Southampton? let's go for it, right? We're going to take it off. This is coming off. We're taking it off. We're going, boom, taking that off. There we are.
I think Bell is going to go to Fulham.
Shout. Good shout. I can't disagree. With the
Fine
option,
with me. I was kind of at a loss for the rest of them, anyways. I only have my Mickey, and
Yeah.
so I'm fine with whatever you guys want to do.
I think Bell, Jiminy Cricket to Southampton, and let's discuss Mickey and Goofy for this week, because I think probably for the first time ever, I think we're probably unanimous
yes,
in the Mickey and the Goofy.
definitely. So Tottenham's Goofy and Leicester's Mickey. Am I kidding? Sorry, man. I definitely, right from the outset, I said Leicester, and I've got it here written down, is my Goofy. And I had Tottenham as my Mickey. Because Leicester, they absolutely messed up. They are the clowns of this week. Because while we give Arsenal the Moana before, right, they're not in great form. They're not in a great shape.
Yeah.
So you're a team towards the top of the table. Really could get yourself into the title chase. And you go and lose 3-1 at home.
Yeah.
To Arsenal. I'm sorry, you deserve nothing other than the Goofy Award this week for that. But on the equal token, Tottenham, who are also mid-table going into this week's round of games, 4-0.
I wouldn't say it was. I wouldn't say giving Tottenham the Mickey Award was purely in the manner in which they took Burnley apart. And again, we said before about Sheffield United, but Burnley have provided quite stern opposition to nearly everyone all season. And Tottenham had a plan today. Gareth Bale was superb. It was like him stripping about 5 years off his life and going back to getting off the golf course, going to play football. He looked so exciting. He wanted the ball, but also Son and Kane feeding off that and playing. There was times we were playing 4 up front, and that was totally against Mourinho's anti-footballing sort of way. But they looked fabulous. They really did, and I think they'd be a fantastic Mickey Award winners this week.
Yeah, I think they fully deserve it. I know Nick is being a bit modest there in the chat, saying he'll take Mickey, but not sure they deserve it personally. No, Nick.
Take it. We were very derogatory towards Spurs last week.
Yes. To be honest with you, you're lucky you didn't get the Goofy Award last week.
Yeah.
The one.
They deserved it last week, though.
Yeah.
But yeah, they were. No, hats off to Tottenham this week. They've really turned it around. They got a really good result. I just hope they go ahead and do it again. I'm looking forward to the games in the midweek.
And I think that's something for everybody to be aware of this week. We've got a full fixture program from Tuesday night, Wednesday night, and Thursday night. Thursday night football. It's 3 games on Thursday night, but Tottenham are playing Fulham away.
They are,
and I think that could end up being a signal as to how serious Fulham are about wanting to stay up. And also on Thursday night, we've got Liverpool, Chelsea.
I know. At home. We've got our last 4 games at home. And we're at home against Chelsea. So, really tough one.
And I think a game to watch, and it's going back to Leicester. Now, Leicester go away to Burnley on Wednesday night. Now, the way Leicester basically played today, plus the fact that it picked up injuries, was it Harvey Barnes in particular, plus Maddison last midweek getting injured. Leicester are looking a little bit sort of dodgy on the sort of the squad strength. So Burnley have really got to make sure that they come back on Wednesday night, and it'll be interesting coming back next Sunday just to see how Burnley and Fulham and Brighton have all performed, and how we can actually maybe we get a better idea of who's edging closer to relegation.
Nick's correcting us, and he did send me a text before. It's Burnley. He's got. They beat them last time 5-0, but it'll be same story. They'll never use best form defense is attack.
Yeah. It's interesting.
I think that's why you got Mickey Award this week, is because It wasn't a typical Mourinho performance. It wasn't that sit back and go. They just went for it. Hopefully, he will do the same on Thursday, because I always like a good game of football. I don't care who's playing.
Yeah.
I'll always enjoy it. I just don't like. I'm with John when he says it. Anti-football managers, they need to go. So that's like Tony Pulis, Sam Allardyce, and unfortunately Mourinho falls into that bracket as well. He's just been successful with it.
No, we've done it. We've managed to do it again, guys. Look at that.
Yes, we've got it done.
Woo!
Right. And I'm about to upload it. So where are you? God, there it is.
And while you're doing that, I'll just do an overview, because that, if you're interested in the Premier League, the next 7 days are going to be absolutely crucial, particularly at the bottom end of the table. Like I said, I think West Brom, Fulham, Newcastle, Brighton, and Burnley have all got some tough fixtures coming up. And by this time next week, I think we'll be down to probably three teams from 5, I reckon, by this time next Sunday.
Right, okay. I've not looked at the fixtures yet, John.
Yeah, the fixtures are really tasty, and I do need to sort of heads up Liverpool, Fulham next Sunday afternoon as well. So we might have an idea next Sunday of actually how serious Fulham are about trying to stay up.
Yeah, so run us through the fixtures this week then, John. Which ones do you think the big ones to look out for this week, you think?
Well, I think Liverpool, Chelsea stands out for me on Thursday. But the same night, Fulham host Spurs, which again is another big game. On Tuesday night, Man City, Wolves, and I think again it depends how much Pep decides he's going to rotate the squad. You can see him doing it. You saw him do it yesterday, and he'll just decide who he fancies chucking in the team to do there. But next weekend we go on again, and it's strange because the fixtures next weekend are, Villa play Wolves, Brighton are against Leicester, and then we get to the Sunday, West Brom are playing Newcastle.
Oh,
yeah, which I really fancy. And next Sunday is the Manchester Derby's big long unbeaten run. Could Man United do it again?
I hope not. That's what Liverpool aren't going to win the league, so I want City to win.
It keeps coming, and it's just like, I know people get fed up, and I know the players are tired, but this amount of football is just, it's just like a kid in a sweet shop time for me.
It's great, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like say we were talking to you, Charlie, a couple of weeks ago, saying, well, the 3 o'clock games we don't get live over here. Well, they made it a couple of weeks ago where every single football game is to be shown live on TV. So we now know we've got guaranteed 20 games to watch next week. A lot of football's getting watched to see this show and next week's show, guys, honestly. So we're going to have to be sensible of which games we watch and which games we review. And I think otherwise we're going to have a show for 10 hours. It's just not going to have enough time to do it. But we'll chat about that offline, I think. That'll be great. Yeah. So anyway, I've got it. So this is how we've ended up this week. And that's it there. Can you all see that good enough?
And for those people watching at home wondering how on earth Liverpool are so high up the league when they're actually still they're only in 6th.
I'm reluctant to change it, John, until they get
I just need it. I need it sort of out. I need it out there for everyone watching at home. Is the fact that the deliberate rigging of the table there,
There's no rigging of the table. It's just the rigging of not updating it.
Yeah, and actually, for anyone who's a West Ham fan watching, you are in 4th and fully deserving of it. More so than those teams in 6th.
I think we're good though, aren't we? So this week's
Well, I've been good for that tonight, and some really tricky choices because I know fine well some of the games this weekend have been.
I'll
So-
just pop it for you so you can see me.
There you are.
So we've got Mickey Mouse at Son. I think they fully deserve it this week.
Yeah.
You know, and Leicester fully deserve Goofy. I think I'd probably give if it wasn't for the fact that Goofy held an award, they'd have got the worst of the worst villains this week. They were absolutely atrocious.
Like I said before, I think that's the first time all three of us have had a unanimous choice on the Mickey and the Goofy.
Yeah.
And I think that shows how good Spurs were today, and it shows how poor Leicester were as well.
But, yeah, it does. So that's the end of it, guys. That's the end of the show. We've done it again. You know, we spilled over by 10 minutes again. But I don't think that matters too much, really. It's about having that fun and getting it done. So, yeah, we've done it again. We've got the table filled. We've picked our Mickey. We've picked our Goofy. Me and John and Charlie have had our rants and our fun along the way. Lee Mason has had a right old roasting.
Yeah.
Not just on the media, but on here too. I just want to say thank you to both Charlie and John for coming here and making this show what it is. It's great. And I love this collaboration that we've got going on. It's brilliant. It really is good. I know it's on this channel right now, but it really isn't about this channel. It's about these two guys here as well. You know, it really is a team effort. So thanks everyone for
watching.
It's a fun time, yeah.
It's brilliant. We love Nick to bits. We want Nick to come on with us next week, and he's already said he's going to do it. So I'm holding you to it, Nick. But if Nick comes on, who's going to be in the comments? You could be in for a real good old 60 minutes of talking and no commenting.
Yeah.
Who cares? I don't care. It's not about the
Right.
It's about the football, and
It
we're back next Sunday for another lot of chat.
Yeah, it is. Anyway, guys, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, cheers, guys. Been an absolute pleasure tonight.
Thank you.
Yeah. See you next time.